Yeah, so um, I think there is no. Is there any confusion as regards yesterday's topic?
No, but I think you promised you were going to give us a kind of maybe fast the cap kind of 2 minutes. I don't know.
Okay, okay. So let me load the uh, the Jupyter notebook once again. So we imported the necessary libraries, and then we now opened the zip file. I'm coming. Let me. Okay, so we imported the zip file and converted it into a data frame. So we checked for appropriate informations. We knew how many columns that we had. We looked at the statistical properties. So from the statistical property, we could now decipher that we needed to transform the data set. So and we transformed the data set through 3 stages: data rescaling. We rescaled the data, we standardized it, and then we also normalized it. So that was the 3 transformation stages that we did yesterday. So we were able to obtain a transformed data set, and with it we are going to be moving ahead into the machine learning prediction today. So in today's class we are predicting a target variable, and let's see the data set again. Okay, so let's see. Please, can you? Oh, I've not shared my screen. Sorry, please. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So as I was saying, this is the normalized DF. Now let's see the top records. So this is actually the top records of the data set, and we are going to be building a model that can predict this particular target column. That is what we are trying to do. So going by that, we are going to be using the random forest classifier. Now the random forest classifier is actually an algorithm that takes into consideration the input variable and the output variable. It is how do I put it? It is a model in supervised form of machine learning. It is a model in supervised form of machine learning. Machine learning is divided into 3. You have supervised, you have unsupervised, and then you have reinforced learning. So in supervised learning, it is the one that the data scientist supervises the entire process. It supervises how the model predicts the data set. It supervises the size of the data set that will be used to train the data, to train the model, and then the size of the data set that will be used to test for the accuracy of the model. So the data scientist is the one who supervises all this. So but then in the unsupervised, it is left entirely to the machine to to find out the patterns and then build a model out of it. Now, so random forest classifier is a classification model under the supervised form of machine learning. So when we talk about random forest classifier, just imagine a forest. Now, a forest is made up of trees. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Good. So it is made up of trees. So basically, all these trees come together to make up a forest. So it's also the same thing in this random forest. So each of the tree produces its own results from the data set. So at the end of the day, random forest classifier brings them all together as one result. So that is why it is called an ensemble model. Ensemble means to kind of assemble, assemble little predictions that have been given by those decision trees. Each tree is called a decision tree, and each of them produces a prediction. So as they produce the prediction, random forest classifier gathers all of them and produces them out as a single result. So that is how it does its own form of prediction. And apart from that, random forest can also be used for apart from classification, it can also be used for regression, in building a regression model. So you take into when you are building a classification model, you are dealing with classification variable. So variables that are in either this or that, either yes or no, either boy or girl, that kind of variable. So then regression, then in regression modeling, it has to do with numerical values, and numerical values can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. So you have quite a lot of unique numbers as the target variable. So I hope you understand.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Joseph, what of you? Joseph, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Okay. So we are going to go right away into the building process. I don't know, can someone please get across to those in the group and inform them that the class has started? Because
Okay. Okay, we'll do that.
yes, please, because I don't know, some people messaged me today, and the enthusiasm they express, I don't want to leave anybody behind. You came quite late, oh.
Yes, I'm sorry for coming late.
It's all right, there's no problem. So we'll just wait a bit for others to come in.
Okay.
Those that are just joining us, you guys came in late. Festus,
Yeah, good afternoon.
Festus, you are coming in late, and that is not too well.
Well, sorry, I'm in a different time zone, and then activities here in overseas is actually different. I'm just coming back from church right now. So that's
Okay,
why I'm
it,
joining it.
it's all right. Cletus, you too. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's all right. Let's continue. Let's continue because there's no now. So on the machine learning. So we are going to start right away. So we change this to a markdown, machine learning prediction, and then Control Shift plus Enter. Now the first thing we want to do is to create the input and output variable. Now we'll call the input variable to be x equals normalized df, and then dot drop. So it's going to drop for us the target. We want it to drop for us the target. Now this is the target. We want it to drop this for us, and then once it drops it for us, we'll now use this target as the output variable. So write target, and then axis equals 1. Now anytime you do something, anytime you type a code in Python pandas especially, and then you write axis equals 1, you are trying to say this particular code, run this, or the machine run this particular code along the column. So this target is a column feature, so it is not on the row side, it is a column. But anytime you see axis equals 0, it means you are dealing with rows. Then you have y, which is the output variable. We'll say normalize. Okay, and then we'll take this as the target. We'll run this. Okay, so it has gone. Now the next thing we want to do is to import the regression model. So we say from sklearn dot ensemble. So that is the library for the regression model. We are going to import random forest classifier, and then once we have now imported it, we are going to assign it to a variable called CLF. You can decide to give it any other name. You can choose to give it maybe Y. I mean, not Y. Maybe you can even choose to give it your name. You understand? So what we are trying to say is, anytime we are mentioning random forest classifier, we are going to be using this CLF instead of the random forest classifier. If you don't do it like that, imagine that you are typing, as in, imagine you are always typing random forest classifier any single time you are calling the function. So it becomes an issue. So because of that, you assign it to a variable called CLF. So we say random forest classifier and then we call it. So let's run this. Okay, so it has gone. Now the next thing we want to do is to import the train test split function. Import the train underscore test split function. Now from sklearn dot ensemble, we are going to import random forest classifier. Okay, and then sorry please, from sklearn dot model selection, it's supposed to be model selection. We are going to import the train underscore test split, and then we'll call the x train, we'll call the x test, we'll call the y train, we'll call in the y test. So we say equals train underscore test split x y. So we need the test size to be 0.3. So let me explain what this is talking about. Now, in this model, in this library sklearn.model selection, we are importing the train test split function. So what the train test split function does is that, you know, this is a supervised learning, meaning that there is a particular target that we are looking at. So what the machine or the model will be telling the data set is that I'm going to divide you into two. I will train you. After training the data set, then it will use a portion of the same data set to test the efficacy of the result, to test how accurate the result is. I don't know if we are getting it.
Yes.
Okay, so that is what the random forest classifier does. It divides the data set into two. So you have the train data set and then you have the test data set. So that train data set is used to train the data. Remember, it has been divided into x and y, input and output. So x is having a train x train, y is also having a y train. So the both of them, this x train will be used to train the y train. So that is a kind of train themselves, and then the test data set will now be used to test whether it is very, very accurate. So now the test size, you can choose any decimal place you want. Sometimes it is always advisable to use 0.2, 0.3. So what we are trying to say is that after training the data set, we want you to use 30% of the data set to test for the accuracy of the results. So that is why it is 0.3. So you may choose 0.2 depending on the one that is more that produces more accurate results. So if at the end of the day 0.3 does not produce a very good result for me, I can go back and say, okay, I want it to be 0.2. I want you to use 20% of the data set in testing for the accuracy of the result. So we run this. Okay, so as we have run, now the next thing we want to do is to now fit in the model into the data set. To fit in the model into the data set. Now we'll call this CLF. Okay, so you can see now we are now calling out the random forest classifier dot fit, and then we'll say x train y train. We'll run this. Okay, so that means it has gone. Once it is able to produce this result, it means it has successfully fitted the data, as in it has successfully fitted the model into the data set, so into the training data set. Can you see that? Please, is there any question thus far? Okay, Daniel.
Yeah, thank you. Now I want to ask, when you said test size equal to 0.3,
Yes.
but you didn't specify the train. But is it automatic that the computer will just assign the 30% to the for the testing and 70% for the training, or you need to
Yes.
specify train 0.7 test 0.3, or that automatic?
It's
Is it
automatic.
automatic?
Yes, it's
Okay.
automatic. The function works only by taking in the test size parameter. So so
Oh, okay, okay,
yes, it does not provide the parameter for the train size.
okay.
Yes. It,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Is there any other and is there any other question? Okay, so since there is none, so we proceed. Now, the next thing we want to do is to now make a prediction. We want to make a prediction on the test data set. So making a prediction, we say ypred, we'll call this ypred equals clf dot predict x underscore test. Okay, so let's see what it will give us. Okay, so we can see that. So these are all in ones. Now remember, x, y, x is divided into two: x train, x test. The target, what that is the target feature that we are looking at. We are looking towards proving. It is also divided into two: y test and then the y train. So we have made a prediction on the x test. Now the next thing we want to do is to now evaluate the model. We want to evaluate the model. We want to see how well it has performed. The model on the data set. So we say clf dot score. Okay, so we need the x train, y train. Okay, so let's run this. Let's see what it will give us. Of course, it's supposed to give us 1.0 because that is the so now we have been able to evaluate the model on the train data set. So the train data set is supposed to give us the accuracy is supposed to be 100%. Why? Because it was the both data, the x used, that is the input variable and the output variable to train the model. So you are supposed to get 100% because that is what you use in training the model. So if you run this in any project and you are having less than 100%, that means there is a very, very big error, and that error, unless the person did not perform data transformation, you may come across it. So now the next thing we want to do is to evaluate the model on the test data set. So we say clf dot score. So now this is the main prediction that we are doing, because this is the test data set. So we want to see the accuracy. Okay, so can we see that it is 100%? It is 100%. Now there's something we have to know. If a model is 100%, it is not as though it is bad, but it is not too good. You see, anytime you train a model, any accuracy of, let's say, 90, 80, is acceptable, because of course you know that as you train the model the first time, you will still be imputing more data sets into the model continuously. You try to improve the model. As you improve it, you improve it by putting in more data, and then the machine becomes more and more and more accurate. But if in the first instance that you tried it and you got 100% accuracy, it is not too good. So what we want to do now is, let's try to reduce the test size. Let's see. So run this again. Okay, so we are still having 1.0. Let me see.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Myself, I was beginning to also worry that, because this will be my first time of seeing a model that is 100%, being a researcher and scientist, we maybe sometimes one time we get maybe 75, 80, 85, say, this should be a good model. So
Yes.
having 100%, I was like, wow, that this is
Yes.
interesting.
Yes, that is one. I'm coming. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we've got 98.5, 98% accuracy. So you can see that as I increase the test size, the accuracy score now reduced. So I guess we will just work with this. We'll just work with this straight. So 0.98, meaning 98% accuracy. Now we want to check for some very important metrics. So checking we change this to a markdown. I'm coming. Let me. Okay, the first one I want to do is to check for accuracy score, how accurate it is. So we say from sklearn dot metrics import accuracy underscore score, and then imports classification reports, and then we want is anybody saying anything? Okay, so we are printing accuracy score. Let's see what accuracy score looks like. Accuracy score, and then y test widespread. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so the accuracy score is still 98%. So that means the model is 98% accurate. Are we catching it at all?
Yes.
Okay. So now the next thing we want to do is to check for the classification report. Classification underscore report y underscore test y underscore threads. Okay, so we can see the accuracy 0.98, the weighted average, the macro average, and the weighted average. These are all classification reports. Then we want to check for the confusion matrix. Confusion matrix is simply talks about the how do I put it, the level of accuracy, the level of how positive, that is a matrix. Okay, is a matrix, and you know one of the properties of matrix is that you have rows multiplying columns, so it gives you it shows you how accurate the test data is to the expected trained data. Do we get it? Hello?
Yeah, we are with you, sir.
Okay, so
Yes.
so that is basically what confusion matrix is. It just take into cognizance the, you know, there is an expected outcome. So it tells you, okay, was the machine able to get to the expected outcome? So it now does the calculation and brings it to you in the form of a matrix. We are going to see the results. Y test, and then Y threads. So run this. Okay, so we can see that, so 255, 0, 10, and then 248. The last thing, these are all metrics. These are all metrics, and they are very, very important. The accuracy score, the classification reports, and the confusion metrics. Now the next thing we want to do is to save. We want to save the data, the model. We want to save it. Saving the model. Once you save it, you can now deploy it into the internet, and then anyone who wants to make use of it can use it. Now there is a library called Pico, so we are going to be importing it. Pico is the library that can be used to save a model, you know, any type of model, whether it is random forest model, whether it is linear regression model, you know, whether it is KLN model, any type, you use Pico, or there's one they call job links. So, but for my own self, I usually make use of Pico. So we say pico.dump, we call in the classifier, which is CLF, and then we say we want it to put in this particular name, that is random forest. We call the name of the model random forest classification model on at disease .pkl. So the extension is .pkl, and then we want it to write. So we'll call it, we'll type in WB. when we run this, let's see. Okay, so the model has been saved into the computer device. If I open my I'm coming, let me see. Okay, so you can see this. Yes, this is it. So random forest classification model on art, and then you can see the type of file, which is a PKL file, and the size 664. So this is how you can actually build a model on random using random forex. Using random forex. This is how you can do it. So is there any question?
So, is the pickle automatically installed alongside when the Anaconda was installed too, or there's need to install that separately?
Yes, there's need to install it separately. Yes, you need to install it, and then that is when. But from here you can actually install it. You can type in pip.install. So if you type in, let's try it, pip.install pickle. So if you run this now, let's see. Normally it's supposed to show me that requirement satisfied, to show that it is already installed.
Oh, okay.
Is there any other question? Okay, he said could not find a version that satisfied the requirement pickle. Error, no matching distribution found for pickle. Okay, note, you may need to restart the kernel to use updated packages. But possibly the pickle has been updated. So I'll need to restart my kernel. Do you understand it, Daniel?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Yes. So is there any other question? Because I think we have actually come to the end. So we have built the model, and the accuracy it produced is 98%, and then we have also saved it, so that next time we can still, if let's say we want to use this model, we can still import it and then continue from where we stopped. Okay, that yes.
So I think our goal also is to be able to develop a model that can help us to when somebody has add to it or not, right?
Yes.
So now from this our model, if possible for us, can we just put in a parameter to see if somebody has add to it or not, to test and see or something. Now that we have developed the model, can we try to find out if somebody has the attitude or not, or how to the best?
Okay, yes. The thing is, you have to launch it into a website. Yes, you cannot. It is not something that you can actually do on the Jupyter notebook. Do you understand? Yes. So from here now, those that are into developers, Android developers, web developers, they will now take the model and then they will put it into their programming stuff, and before you know, they now release it out for people to try.
Oh,
You understand? Yes. Okay, so I think that is all the question that we have. So guys, I want to call it a day at this point.
please.
Okay, I can hear you.
I would like to know now after developing a model and
Okay, how to validate?
yes. model validation.
Yes, yes, you can actually validate. You can actually validate your model. The thing is, this in this particular case, we are just going to end in saving it and then checking for the matrix. Yes, but there's model validation where you can decide to take in any number of parameters. In this our case, we are the number of parameters is 100. So sometimes you can put in, like in this place now, random forest classifier, you can decide to put in a parameter like 40. If you feel that the accuracy, the score accuracy is not to your satisfaction, you can put in any parameter and then it helps you to validate it. Was I able to answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
It's all right. It's all right. Okay, so I think at this point we'll call it a day. Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, please, I would like to know if there is any provision for someone that is still that doesn't have not have a full knowledge about Python and all these codes.
Okay.
Can have a foundation class and because I don't have any knowledge about Python and I would like to learn it.
It's all right. I understand. Yes, I hear you clearly. I think that is Charles. So
Yes.
So the thing is, this is just this is should I say the first boot camp that I'll be having with you guys. So the second one I want to go into introduction to Python. So but in that, let me just even say it now, in that particular boot camp, it will run for 1 month and it's actually a paid boot camp. So so this one is free, so that we just have kind of a tip of what it feels like to be a data scientist. So you can see that it is not too difficult, although we skipped some parts such as the data extraction, the data cleaning and all that. But once you have been able to clean your data, the modeling is not a difficult task, provided you know the type of algorithm you want to use. So that is why I made it to be free. So in the next one, I will be going into the Python bootcamp, where I will now go deep into it. And when teaching you guys that, I will not be teaching you as someone who wants to become a Python developer. I will be teaching you based on data analytics. That is, as a data analyst or as data scientist. There is no data analyst or data scientist that will not use Python. In short, see, let me even tell you the truth. All this Tableau, Power BI is not as if they are bad, but the major priority must be Python, because in Python you can be able to even get very sound visuals using Matplotlib, Seaborn, so those can give you a very, very sound visual. So you may be a full-time data scientist with the knowledge of Python and SQL. Every other one that you get, it should just be like a secondary stuff. Okay, now let me use the word shock you people. So you see, Power BI is a software, is a proprietary software. Now when we talk about proprietary software, it means that every year it is always updated. It is a company's software. They have rights to it. So, and that means you as a user, you have to constantly update yourself about that particular software. So is that all you want to be doing all throughout your life as a data scientist or as a data analyst? Of course not. So Python is already there, the libraries are already there. You just need to know it, and once you know it, anywhere you are, you can work with it. So that is why it is Python is one of the core software you have to know. Yeah, so in the next bootcamp, I'll be teaching you on Python, but it is a paid class. So for those who are interested, you can chat me up to know what is involved. Have I answered you, Daniel?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. I think some
Please,
hands. Okay.
I hope the WhatsApp um, group will still be open so that we can get necessary information about that, like when is it starting, and then how
Yes.
much those things.
Yes. And then before I forget, please, I don't know, um, is there how many of us have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please? If you have not subscribed, can you just like say I something like that? Let me know, please, because that is the only
And we have
benefit.
to subscribe.
Okay, I have to subscribe.
Yes.
Okay, just you can simply go to YouTube. YouTube,
Okay.
yes, and then
Can you go to on the WhatsApp group so that we'll just click on it?
okay, I think it has been it is already there.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Okay, who else, please? Okay, Festus, have you been able to? Because that is the only benefit you guys can give to me as a kind of a thank you for this particular bootcamp.
Yeah, I think that's the way we have to encourage you. For me, I will do my part to not just subscribe. I will also send it to my students to also do the same. I actually encourage them to come. I send them to all their classes. But I
Okay.
think one of them came yesterday, but I will try to enhance their appetite more and more.
It's
I'm
alright.
sure they will develop interest, will be a part of it.
It's alright. It's alright. That is as in secondary school students.
No. They
Okay.
are
Okay.
tertiary students,
It,
university school students.
it's alright. It's alright. I because actually part of what I do is that I actually take children classes. So a very little girl, I think in basic level 5. One day we were discussing, and she told me that one day I was trying to upload my videos on YouTube, and she heard my voice and she was like, "Is it Python?" I mean, a very small girl. I asked her, how do you know? She told me that she's learning it. I was like, what? So you can see the level that IT is actually getting to. So if anybody is out there and maybe the person is just whiling away his time, just I was very impressed about the girl. So
Yeah, it's becoming very obvious that the future is here, and the world is becoming a universal village or a global village. And it has been said that even the blood money now is data science. So the demand for
yes,
it will need to increase, and I think everyone
yes,
will just need to tap into it and then run with the current trend, except one wants to be outdated. So irrespective of whatever field one is, I think it will be a great advantage for one to develop this skill.
skill. Yes. It's all right. It's all
And
right.
also, in addition, there is no field that biology, physics, mathematics, chemistry, and data science doesn't embody. It embodies and covers all fields. So
Yes.
you can make analysis of biological data, you can make analysis of business data. So it is something that is governing so many diverse aspects of life. Even if you decide to be a businessman, you can decide to be visualizing different data
Yes.
and
Yes. And get
give
insights.
a better visualization so
Yeah.
that we keep informed decisions
Yes. Yes.
for better
Yes.
for future businesses and can
Yes.
tell what to do and what not to do so
It's
that
true.
you can excel more in your business. So it's something that is very, very essential in any field one wants to dive into. So
Yes. Yes.
it's something that one should have and you keep what you have. It, you will
That's true.
thrive.
That's true. That's
Excellent.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's all right, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you also,
Yes,
Mr.
thank
Sam,
you so much.
for organizing this 2-day boot camp. I'm intrigued and I learned a lot, though I'm still kind of beginner in Python,
So
still trying to delve more into the field of data science. But then this is a mind blowing
there's no
opening.
yes, yes, there's no problem at all. Maybe once I start the Python class, you can register, then we can kick off.
Yeah, please don't let it take time. Please try and start as soon as possible so that the appetite does not go down.
It's all right, no problem at all, no problem at all. So thank you very much, guys. I'm going to send the IP the Jupyter notebook file to the WhatsApp group.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sam.
Thank you, thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, bye.